This is coming from a guy that has not played the Until Dawn game, which a lot of people I feel like wasn't excited for this film because yes, the Until Dawn game, I heard it's a cinematic video game that actually felt more like a movie. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On The Brinker, and today I'm going to review the latest video game adaptation that's also a horror film, and that film is Until Dawn. This movie is directed by David F. Sandberg, who directed Annabelle Creation and Lights Out, and this movie stars Ella Rubin, Peter Stormare, and Maya Mitchell. A group of friends trapped in a time loop where mysterious foes chase and kill them in gruesome ways must survive until dawn to escape it. So of course this movie is based on a very famous cinematic horror video game with the same name. Now, this is coming from a guy that actually has not played the games, but I have the game, and my sister loves the game. I remember her playing this game all the time. She loves this game. But I haven't played a game, so this is coming from a guy that has not played the Until Dawn game, which a lot of people I feel like wasn't excited for this film because yes, the Until Dawn game, I heard it's a cinematic video game that actually felt more like a movie. But I actually was not excited for this film because from the trailers of the film, it just looks like a very generic haunted house film. But I was giving this movie a chance because David F. Sandberg is directing the film, who directed Annabelle Creation, which is my favorite prequel in the Conjuring universe, and also he directed Lights Out, which I find very underrated, and of course he directed the first two Shazam movies, which I actually did freaking like, especially the second one. So I'm going into the movie with low expectations, but giving this director a chance. And I'm gonna say, guys, in my personal opinion, Until Dawn wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Is it a great film? No, this is a very flawed movie. But I would say throughout the most part, I did have fun with it for a one and only horror film for me. I think the best thing about this movie is absolutely David F. Sandberg. You can really tell that he's trying to heavily inspire this film from the games. And the cinematography of this film, his direction with this film, is really well done. I love the way Until Dawn looks. I just think the plot of this movie is actually really clever. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining about this movie because the plot has nothing to do with the games. It's a completely different plot, which, you know what? I am totally fine with it because I felt like if they did do the same thing as the game, it's like, what's the point of making this movie in the first place? Like, you might as well just play the game and the movie wouldn't make any difference whatsoever. So I appreciate that this movie is trying to be a bit more different than the games, and I just thought this Groundhog Day-ish type story, I thought it works for me throughout the film. Yes, it's something we've seen a lot of times before, you know, Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day, Edge of Tomorrow. We've seen a lot of Live, Die, Repeat type movies. But this movie does it in a kind of a unique way. Because first of all, every time, you know, the friends die in the film, they come back for another night, you know, the clock is coming back, where they all started in night. But it's all different creatures killing them, so it's not exactly the same. And it doesn't just happen to one character in this film, it happens to all the characters in the film, which I find the film very unique with that. And it creates a really fun, thrilling haunted house thriller. You're curious what's going to happen to the characters, how they're gonna die. And this film is gruesome. There are a couple of aspects of the film where I'm like, oh shit. Wow, this film is really trying. It's really getting it in. And I will say throughout the most part, I had a fun time with the horror scenes in the film. I thought the horror scenes are actually done really well. There are a couple of good jump scares in the film, which I was really surprised. I did jump throughout a couple of times in this movie, which I was really happy about. You know, this is one of those films that I felt like you don't really care too much about the characters. You should care about the horror aspects and what's going to happen in the film. And I thought for a simple enough, Monday-ish rainy day movie, I think this is a really fun haunted house film. But this film is definitely a flawed movie. There is a lot of flaws in this film, especially towards the characters in the film. They're very bland in this film. I thought the acting with these characters are good in the film, but their characters are just very bland in the film. There's literally no character development whatsoever. I think the one that gets the most character development in the film is Ella Rubin in the film, who's the main lead of the film. She has a backstory and she's trying to find her missing sister in the film. But the film doesn't really explore the relationship between her and her sister all that well, that made me give a shit about her character. Yeah, the characters in the movie are pretty much bland characters. Actually, they felt like video game characters in a way. And there are some really dumb decision making in Until Dawn. There are a couple of moments where I'm like, is this character fucking stupid or what? And the pacing gets a little wild to get going. I'm not gonna lie, the opening scene of this film and leading up to the haunted house element, I wasn't invested into it until the story came up, and then I was actually invested throughout it. And the film kind of does drag throughout the middle. I think it tries to give a lot of exposition to to figure out why this time loop is even happening. And I feel like the film does drag just a little bit. But I gotta say, overall, Until Dawn actually did surprise me. I think it's a simple enough rainy day, fun, haunted house films. I think the horror scenes are really well done. David F. Sandberg did a great job with the cinematography in the film. It's a really fun concept. It's taking on Groundhog Day with a haunted house film, and I thought it's done really well in my opinion. Even though I do think the characters in the film are very bland and has no character development whatsoever. There are some dumb decision making in this film. There are some dumb scenes in the film, and there are also some things that really does drag the film on just a little bit. Is it a film that I would watch again? I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say go out and rush out and see this film. I don't know how the fans of the movie are going to react to this movie. Some people might hate this movie because it's not accurate to the games, which I completely understand. But I feel like you should go into this film just seeing a fun, rainy day, haunted house thriller, and I would say throughout the most part, I did have a fun time with Until Dawn. So I would say, go see Until Dawn at a matinee price. And what's really cool about this film is that I was actually the only one seeing this film in theaters. It was actually really fun. But yeah, this is coming from the guy that has not played the games, so I feel like if I had played the games, I probably would have had a different opinion with this film. But this is just coming from a guy that wants to see just a fun, simple haunted house thriller film, and the film gave me what I wanted. So guys, that is my review for Until Dawn. Let me know what you think of the game. Is it a great game? Is it a bad game? Should I play it? I heard it's really good. And also, what do you think of this film? Do you like the film? Hate the film? Or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep in contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.